Hello. My name is Callista, and welcome back to Pentiment. In the last episode, we received a rather terrifying, in my opinion, note. Andreas really didn't seem to take it all that seriously. He was just like, you were warned, a note that appeared in my room whilst I was asleep and completely vulnerable. Oh, well, I would just toss it over my shoulder. Like, if I were in Andreas's position, I would be bricking it right now, but Andreas gives no fucks. Andreas is like, I'm dead on the inside. Please, make my outside match my inside. Mysterious letter writer, sir or madam. Andreas, we have two very different motivations at this time. Now, I am just quickly running around the village to make sure that no one has anything to say before we go and speak to Mother Illuminata. Now, again, cutting through this. See you in a minute. Oh, hello. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Ulrich. How have you been? The Lord, yeah, there we go. The Lord has been kinder to me than the peasants. These are difficult times for them, Andreas. They could use your help. My help? How? I don't really want to get involved. I feel this, but I don't know if Andreas would outright admit it. I think he'd be more like, hey, what can I do in all of this? My help? How? Talk to the abbot. He may respect your opinion more than mine or the peasants. We fucking hated each other. Again, I damn near called the man a bitch. But because we didn't have one last argument before the end of Act 1, everyone's like, oh, he respected you. He respected you totally. I'll take it. I'll take it. It just means we can further degrade that relationship. We can make it even worse. Talk to the abbot. He may respect your opinion more than mine or the peasants. I would have hoped he could see that his behaviour is not Christian, but something is clouding his judgment. I suppose I could have a word with him. I'm not sure what good it would do. We must try, Andreas. These men are fair and hard-working, but they've been pushed down for too long. They're becoming desperate, and desperate men can forget their faith and turn to violence. It won't really come to that, will it? What if violence is the only language that Abbot understands? I don't think that's the case. I think... To be honest, I'm not sure why the abbot is doing what he's doing. It could just be a case that the man is thick. Have we questioned that? Have we questioned the abbot's intelligence? Maybe calling him thick is too unkind, but maybe he's just short-sighted. I literally keep saying this. I keep saying this, and I do apologise for the repetition, but it's true. The peasants will leave. If the peasants' demands aren't met, and the peasants don't decide to become violent, they're just like, right, we'll go, we'll leave. There are other lords who would treat us much fairer, who would see our worth. And when the peasants go, where are any of the actual villagers going to get their products from? The peasants provide the raw resources that more skilled men turn into products that everyone can use. Like this delicious baguette. Or is this that's like a chunky baguette. Pies! I love pies! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But without the peasants, those raw resources are gonna go. Which means that everyone else is gonna eventually go. And I don't know if it's a case that the abbot just didn't think about that he just kind of thought like, oh yeah, I can push these people around no matter what, and they'll just stay and take it. Like, where else are they gonna go? Oh, they're moving to Austria. They're crossing the border. Oh, shit. They've gone. God damn. I don't know if maybe he's short-sighted, maybe... we have some evidence that the abbey isn't doing as badly as the abbot is claiming. Because the abbot keeps saying, oh, we're doing so bad, that's why we're taxing you, we're doing so bad. Yet, I believe it was, is he called Smokey? The guy in the woods, the charcoal guy. I assume he's turning the wood into charcoal. He was saying that he's seen mail going to the abbey. And I believe that the implication, to me at least, was that the mail was gold. The abbey is receiving gold from someone. In which case, clearly you're not doing as bad as you're claiming. If you're getting, like, every other month, these big sacks of gold. Unless you've got some secret project that we don't know about, and that's, you know, consuming all of your wealth, like, I don't understand how you're spending this money. I don't understand where all of this money is going. So there's something there. I don't like Gernot. I don't like him, but to be honest, I think him being thick would be too innocent an explanation. I didn't get that vibe from him. I got the vibe that he was politically savvy in a way. He seemed like a bit of a manipulator. He had somehow managed to get into that position. He was the, I believe they said in Act 1 that there were people who were more suited to being the abbot, but yet Gernot somehow swindled his way into that. And he doesn't strike me as being particularly charismatic, so he has to be clever. I don't think violence is the only language the abbot understands. I think he could be reasoned with, but I don't know why. I don't know why he's doing this. If it's a case of hubris, if it's a case of negligence or malice, I can't tell. Again, I think Andreas is sticking his head in the sand a little bit. He doesn't want to think about violence on Tassing streets. It won't really come to that, will it? Perhaps not, but I don't want to take that chance, and there's no need to. There is no reason why the abbot cannot come to a good and Christian accord with the people of Tassing. Maybe it's only pride that's standing in the abbot's way. I hope that your counsel and God's light can touch his heart. I'll do what I can, Ulrich. I can't promise anything. Again, he and I never got along. We never got along. We made promises that we didn't keep in Act 1. I'll give it a go, but I can't promise that I'll be effective. I can't promise anything. I'm not asking you to, but the help would be appreciated. God bless you, Andreas. Oh, God bless you too, Ulrich. Okie doke, and I am back. I believe it was just Ulrich who wanted a chat. Now then, let's see how the abbey's changed. Hello? Andreas! Brother Matthew, what are you doing out here? What is all this commotion? Father Gernot has asked me to inform the townsfolk that the shrine is closed. Closed? With everything going on? Whatever for? Has something happened to the shrine? You can't just close the shrine of St. Moritz. I mean, that's a... The townsfolk are saying, like, oh, it's to put us in our place, it's to put us in our place. Could it be that something has happened to the shrine and they're just trying to save face? Has something happened to the shrine? No. Father Gernot has simply ordered the relic to be brought into the church. The pilgrims are welcome to come visit the relic, but the townsfolk are prohibited from seeing it. Oh, now that's a bitchy move. What? Why? Gernot, I feel this feels to me like doubling down. This feels, I don't know what to make of this. I think it's because I can't figure out what I should be attributing this to. Stupidity, negligence, malice, something else. And because I can't attribute, like, the core reason, I don't know what to make of this. Surely the abbot can see, again, the townsfolk outnumber you. The townsfolk outnumber you, and I guarantee those farmers are a damn sight stronger than you. Because again, they are working in the fields. They have very physical jobs. They've got Big George on their side. Big George is like a tank. Big George would destroy Matthew in a fight. Can you imagine? This little guy against Big George. Damn, that'd be a bloodbath. The farmers alone could kick your asses. This just feels like the most pointless doubling down. This is not smart. The abbot has had enough of the peasants and townsfolk rebelling against the abbey. As their rightful lord, he has been more than generous, but he cannot let their heretical talk? Yes, let their heretical talk of the 12 articles pass. The abbot, under my advice, brought the relic inside to protect it from destruction. They don't want to destroy it. These are good Catholic men and well, they might not be Catholic. They're Christian. They're Christian at the very least. They don't have anything against Moritz. They don't have anything against the relic. They want to pray at the relic. They want to show their faith, their devotion. Their issue is with Gernot. I think Gernot is twisting this. Gernot is twisting. Yes, I see that Matthew was the one who said, we should bring it inside. Matthew is the, if I remember correctly, he's responsible for the reliquary. I can't say that word. Reliquary. I think that was right, maybe. He's responsible for making sure that all of the holy relics are safe. And he sees, oh, shit's going down here. It's my job to make sure that this thing is safe and sound and not damaged. Like, I can understand Matthew doing this. I can understand Matthew saying, we need to bring this thing inside. I don't know if it's safe out here. But Gernot shutting it down, saying, no, we're closing up the shrine. Pilgrims can still come and see it. The townsfolk turn them away. This feels like Gernot saying, like, oh, they're being bad Christians. They're being bad Christians. They want to destroy the relic. And it's like, no, they just don't like you. They just don't like you, Gernot. It's not that they don't like your God, that they don't like your relics, that they don't like your saints. None of that. They just don't like you. They think you are being a bad Christian. Like, oh, Nelly, this is going to go awful. This is going to go horribly, I can see it. The abbot, under my advice, brought the relic inside to protect it from destruction. With the library closure, the abbey relies on the shrine now more than ever. I see. How long will the shrine stay closed? But Tassing depends on St. Moritz just as much as the abbey. What about the faith of the townsfolk? So this is about money. The pilgrims bring donations, but the townsfolk don't. So he's punishing the town further. I get this guy is a holy man. He is a holy man. Surely you should be concerned about their immortal. So I get they view this as like, oh, you know, it's our right to do this. Therefore, they're putting their immortal souls at risk by going against us. I think it's between these two. I mean, he's a man of faith. But Tassing depends on St. Moritz just as much as the abbey. What about the faith of the townsfolk? If the townsfolk demonstrate their faith by walking away from such heretical behaviour, I'm sure the abbot will restore the hand. They're not saying they don't believe in God. They're not saying, let's rise up and form a pagan sex cult. They're not saying that. They're saying, let's rise up and get fairer taxes. That's not heresy, in my opinion. It might be considered heresy, you know, in this time period. Again, they're going against their rightful liege lord. I guess you could consider that heresy, maybe. It's nothing I would consider heretical, but in this time period, yeah, that might be the case. Why? Everyone's doubling down. Everyone's doubling down. You just need a moment where you're like, we come together on, you know, we need a meeting place that isn't the abbey and isn't Tassing. Neutral ground, neutral territory. With someone to mediate. I'm not necessarily suggesting us, but like just someone with a good head on their shoulders to mediate this and get everyone to come to an understanding, because right now everyone is just doubling down. I'm right, they're wrong, I'm right. And everyone's saying that. And admittedly, I am more on the side of the peasants, just because again, chasing them off the land isn't smart. That's not a smart move. But I just... We need mediators here. We need mediators. If the townsfolk demonstrate their faith by walking away from such heretical behaviour, I'm sure the abbot will restore the hand. The abbot will protect the relic for as long as he needs to, nothing more. What about the peasants' complaints? I somehow doubt that's the only thing on his mind. No one wants to destroy the hand of St. Moritz, Matthew. The abbot is a cruel man and you're no better defending him. I want so badly to say this. Okay, this is a different Andreas. I think in Act 1 I would have picked this without any hesitation. Because again, no one wants this. The hand is perfectly safe. To be honest, I think if someone did go and nick the hand, I think the townsfolk would be horrified. The townsfolk are all very devout. None of them want to see any harm come to the relic. So I think if someone was like, hey, I nicked the relic, I think everyone would be going, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's a holy relic, you can't be doing that. Put that back. Like, no, you've fucked things up for the rest of us, like, stop it. Oh, if this were Act 1, I'd go for this, but this Andreas is a lot more timid. He's a lot more browbeaten by the world. I don't think he'd be so bold. What about the peasants' complaints? Father Abbot has done all he can. Until the peasants can see reason, the relic will remain in the church. What do you mean he's done all he can? Hey, Father Abbot, our taxes are too high, and it's causing us to go hungry, and we're dying, you know, in the harsh winters. Like, what can you do? Yeah, that is a problem. We'd better invoke more taxes. Like, oh, an inheritance tax. That's nice. You said you were all dying off. Yeah, inheritance tax. Let's raise that up. He's done all he can, except listen and rework his strategy. He hasn't done that. Father Abbot has done all he can. Until the peasants can see reason, the relic will remain in the church. I pray the townsfolk and the abbey can resolve this quickly then. This is ridiculous and cruel, Brother Matthew, even for the abbot. Oh, game, why do you tempt me? This is ridiculous and cruel. This is tit for tat. Oh, if you don't like me, then you must not like the relic. No one said that. Again, they're calling you a dick. No one's calling St. Moritz a dick. No one's disrespecting him. We're just disrespecting you, Gernot. There's a huge difference. I think this version of Andreas is less inclined to get involved. He's seen what him getting involved can do. I pray the townsfolk and the abbey can resolve this quickly then. As do I. God bless you, Andreas. Oh, God bless you too, Matthew. Flippin' heck. Flippin' heck. Ah, feverfew. It always smells so fresh. Lovely. Sister Gertrude is wise to have some in the garden. No, are the sisters? Hello? Hello? Who's there? Hello, Sister Marguerite. It's Andreas Mailer, the artist. Oh, Master Mailer! Mother Illuminata said you'd returned. Is there someone else with you? Yes, my apprentice, Caspar. Hello. God bless you, Caspar. You smell even more of paint than your master. Sister Marguerite is blind. She relies on her other senses, Caspar. Be polite, Caspar. Sister Marguerite can't see. Remains. That doesn't... Hissing at someone like she can't fucking see. Be polite. That seems even ruder. This seems like the polite one, just like, oh, she's blind. Like, I can tell the kid is freaked out. Maybe he's never encountered a blind person before. I don't know, but, like, he's freaking out. It seems more rude to be like, she can't see. Don't be rude. Sister Marguerite is blind. She relies on her other senses, Caspar. Oh, thank you. You're funny. Anyway, I should go. Mother Illuminata doesn't like it when we're distracted from our duties. Of course. Until later, sister. God bless you, Master Mailer. And you too, Caspar. Hey, I'm glad to see you're still around. Is Mousefanger! Yes. You are my favourite because of your name. Yes. I'm not gonna lie, if I ever get another cat, I'm tempted to call it Mousefanger. I'm like, that's a badass name. That's a badass name for a cat. And I'm like, I feel it. I feel it in my soul. Ooh, excuse me. There we go. Ah, the many-petaled cinquefoil. It grows so easily, some consider it a weed. And, okay, no, we can't look at the pink flower. Anyone in here? Anyone at all? Okay, no. And I would assume... I believe they said that Illuminata was going to meet us in the library. I think. Still, I'm excited to see all the other monks again. Again, I talk like it's been 7 years. It hasn't. It's just a few episodes ago. Hello there. How are you doing? Andreas, it is good to see you again after so many years. You look healthy and prosperous. God has blessed you. Thank you, Brother Prior. I worked and was paid for it. God has nothing to do with it. Again, let's not be salty. Thank you, Brother Prior. You are quite welcome. I'm glad you found good fortune after Kirsau. I hope you don't harbour any ill feelings towards me or the Abbey because of your time in the scriptorium. Those were difficult days. I'm afraid the stress of overseeing the end of the scriptorium inflamed a sinful, spiteful wound in me. My frustration was exacerbated by the presence of a layman. It's not your fault, of course. God knows that the error lies with me. Forgive me, Andreas. Oh, thank you. Thank you. There's nothing to forgive, Brother Prior. Time is the healer of all necessary evils. I forgive you, Brother let's try that again. I forgive you, Brother Franz. All is well. If you want forgiveness, talk to a priest. You'll find none with me. Again, I didn't necessarily mind Ferentz's attitude. I could tell, like, the man is stressed. He's, leading a scriptorium that is probably going to be closed because he works in an abbey that isn't particularly well favoured. I got that this guy, he was being kind of a dick because, he had a lot on his shoulders. I never really felt like it was a personal attack. Like, Gernot, there were times where I'm like, Sir, what is this? This doesn't feel right. This does not seem right. Like, Gernot at times I'm like, you are a bad Christian. You are a bad Christian, and that is coming from the worst kind of Christian of all, an atheist. I am an atheist Roman Catholic, so, like, I'm a really bad Christian, but, like, Gernot, I'm like, Sir, what do you mean, get rid of the body? What do you mean, get rid of the body? You can't do that, like, Gernot, I think, is a bad Christian. Ferenc, I'm like, you're having issues. You're having issues, but I can see this. There's nothing to forgive, Brother Prior. That's kind of you to say. How have you been these last few years? I have to go, but it was nice to see you. No, I want all the gossip. How have you been these last few years? Despite the decline of the Abbey, I have been in better spirits. It is much easier for me to be an effective prior to the brothers without needing to run the scriptorium. That must be a relief. Forgive me for saying so, but it seems odd that... There we go. Father Gernot entrusts so much to Brother Guy. He's been passed over again. He's been passed over again. I didn't even put that together. Yeah, Brother Guy is Father Gernot's dog's body. When Father Gernot had a message for us, he sent Guy. He didn't send the prior. I'm pretty sure that the prior is supposed to be like the second in command here. Because he had the opportunity to be the next father, but they passed him over. Why do you keep being passed over? Guy's a kiss ass. That'll be why. Guy's a kiss ass. Guy saw an opportunity and was like, I'ma just suck up a little here. And now Gernot loves me. And I have all of this power. Yeah, I think Prior Ferenc, I think he has more of a mind. I think he's more of an individual, whereas Brother Guy is just like, yo, I'ma kiss whatever ass I have to get ahead. Yeah, I think if you're having an easier time, like, hey, good for you. Good for you. That must be a relief. It is, though the Abbey's financial problems continue to make things difficult. I pray that Father Abbot will find a way to see Kearsau through the years to come. I have to go, but it was nice to see you. You as well. God bless you, Andreas. Oh, God bless you, Ferenc. Hey, I'm so glad you're more chilled out. Oh, hey! You're not singing. Why aren't you singing? You had such a beautiful voice. Now then, let's see. Let's see, can I... Oh, boo. Boo, I wanted to sneak into the library again. And again, the bells, they are beautiful. Okie doke. Now then, I am just about out of time for this episode. In the next one, we'll have a chat with Rutger. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.